Good morning, family. Welcome to today's Lessons for Life. Today is Thursday, September the 17th, 2009, and we're reading today in Chronicles Chapter 15. And as always, I encourage you to read the chapter through for yourself. There's a couple of things I got from this chapter, so I want you to read it for yourself and see what you get from it. Email us, and we'll put it on the blog. But actually, it's funny. This morning, as I was reading, usually I started the chapter I'm beginning and read through, but my eye just glanced at the last verse from yesterday's chapter. I want to even mention something just from the last verse because there's a reason why I looked at it this morning, and it talks about David's fame spread throughout all the land, all the and the people heard about him, or they knew about him, and they were fearful of him just from hearing about him. And what I thought about even with that from really yesterday's chapter 14, is something that I've learned at the temple a couple years back now, and was really one of the components of success. And one of the components of success is your fame, or how many people know you or know about you, how much you stand out among other people. And an example of that is, when I go to, and just on, when I bring you to the store with me and so forth, when I go to the supermarket, if I go to the bank, I always talk with the people that are there, and they remember me when I come back. And one of the things that does for me is that gives me special privileges when I go to the bank, and if there's maybe a line or something like that, they can let me take care of something at the manager's window, or even at the supermarket. I've gotten things where I've been there and things were on sale and I didn't know anything about it, and then they take out a coupon book and they start ripping it because they know of me and they've seen me before. But one of the key things was that I stood out, or I made myself to stand out from before. I don't just go and just pay for the thing and then leave, but I make myself I guess not famous, but I make myself stand out when I go there, especially, and even to other places I go to. So that's one of the things we want to remember, even as we as you guys get bigger, that you don't want to just blend in and where people forget about you. You may go somewhere and they don't remember you afterwards. Make yourself stand out, and the more people that know you, the more success actually you'll see that you'll have, because you could have the greatest product in the world, but if nobody knows about you or about the product and you don't promote that product, then you can't sell it to anybody. So little by little, as you begin to meet more people and exposed to more people, then you want to make an impression on them and stand out and just make yourself famous. So that was one thing I got from yesterday's lesson. Now, I didn't even go on today's yet, but today has another lesson altogether, because we're talking about now David, and he wants to bring the ark. You remember before we read about the ark and how his the one that was carrying it, or the one that was traveling with them and was carrying it, and he was smitten because he touched the ark as it was about to shake. But now we see that David is preparing the proper people, the priests, to transport the ark. So one thing I got even from reading that portion was, so David, remember how we pointed out what happened to the Uzzah, or the one that was carrying that touched the ark before. Remember why we had mentioned that in that chapter. So we see David actually fixes that error that was made, and he does it the right way now. So that in itself is even another lesson for us as well too, because there will be times when we make error, when we make a mistake, but we need to be not just wise enough, but I guess bold enough to do it the right way afterwards, and don't get stuck in the mistake that you might have made or the error that you might have made, and leave it at that, and don't fix it and do it right or do it better another time. And a lot of times people, even let's say dealing with something they want to do, and they may fail it the first time, they may have a they may come short of that goal, and they just stop right there, and they say, they kind of just keep focusing now on what they didn't do and their failure, and they never go again and attempt to do it and fix the error that they made before. And that's actually one of the another key for us being successful in life too, is learning from the mistakes that we made and doing better. And so many people have started businesses and failed, but those failures in businesses are what actually taught them how to run a successful business. So if they didn't go through the failures, then they couldn't have gotten to the success of their business. And it's funny, I was even thinking about it yesterday, and it had, well, this was yesterday, so it wasn't even with today's lesson, but I was thinking about my own business. And when I first went off on my own, I was, really doing computer consulting, programming, and things like that, and working with different companies to do programming for them. But now doing what we do at Samson's is almost not completely different, but it's different from what I initially started out to do. So I hadn't even realized I had went through a failure. I failed at that initial business. Well, it didn't. That's not what I'm doing now, so I would have to label it a failure, because that part of the business didn't really take off. But by learning how to even deal with people, deal with businesses, and deal with customers and clients, that helped me in doing the things that we do in Samson. So I had actually, I don't know why I had thought about this yesterday as I was even traveling to the office, just about what I was doing, because I said I started my business in 2000. I'm talking about Samson's, but even before that, in 1998 was when I really kind of had broken off from working for another person. So I had to go through that failure first, quote unquote failure first, in order to now take on another business, which is what is successful for us even right now. And then this business even can lead to other things, and is leading to other things as well for us. So you kind of it's kind of like I see it as steps. So you have to go through certain levels, or you have to even fail at certain things, just like we see we're tying this into the lesson today, where David had, he was bringing an ark, and that didn't work out the way he was doing it. But now he fixed it, he corrected his mistake, and he's bringing it with the priests and the proper people who are supposed to bring it. So the lesson we can get for that is we need to be wise enough and bold enough to fix the errors that we've made and do it better another time, and see how we will have success. So this today was a long lessons for life. There was a lot. There's even another lesson in here, but with that, create yourself a wonderfully blessed day today, and we'll talk again tomorrow.